spirit was crushed. No bruises and scars, no bloody wars, no dream turned to dust. No dream turned to dust. When I go back, I want to, but time carries on, we grew up too soon.
Welcome back to another warm-up show with the hockey coach guru. Coach Fresh is directly from the Sunshine State in Florida. And we have to go all the way to the north to find a co-host all the way in Ontario, all the way in Toronto, Mr. Bob Gainey, and ENORTAP in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. How are you today on this Tuesday afternoon?
Happy Tuesday. January 25th, 2022, already at the end of the January. Really big night last night, 7 games, Mr. ENORTAP, and tonight 8 on the program. I can't wait to hear your face-off opening statement of the last 24 hours in the next 11, 12, 10, 13 minutes. We'll see what's happening during that time. But we have to mention the winner of last night's prediction, Mr. ENORTAP. We have to congrats, Coach did it again with Kelly and John Gregor. John Gregor is getting very better and better. 6-1 yesterday, following by Mr. ENORTAP, Yamo, Round Kings 20, and Joseph Laham at 5-2. Ross Steve G, Pierre Martin, Roger L came back with a 4-3. Finney closed the gates of the show. Jose Duarte and Richard Mullen 3-4, and nobody have a right score last night, Mr. ENORTAP. And the next couple of seconds, someone would pop up and said, "Coach, you make a mistake. I'm supposed to get 5-3."
And that's just the perfect scores.
But at least
a hard night. It was a hard night.
Someone followed what's going on around. Great show yesterday, Mr. ENORTAP. We make another milestone, over 164, I believe, viewers at that moment. I see the show, over 34, I believe, likes at that moment. As the viewer was the biggest show of the and of the warm-up show. So that's pretty cool to see that. And we just need to grow from that and go for the next level, if you tell that. So my point to you is to invite everybody. Don't forget to click on the likes. That's the most important things. This is your homework to do. It takes you about 4 seconds. Don't click on the wrong thumbs. Click on the right one. The one go up, not go down. It's happened sometimes. Someone on the phone click on the wrong one, not because he wanted. It's just happening sometimes. So it is what it is. We have a number one show up at the beginning tonight. Mr. Resico. Start the show, become a number one, make a message at the top of the hour. And then, like he does all the time, he's always become the number two. Is like the team is always get eliminated after the first round. Danny show up number two. Again, Danny T, he was number two today.
Way to go, Danny.
It's a routine for him. He cannot be number one like Toronto. You have to be number two. But welcome back, Mr. Also directly from Utah, Mr. Ron Whitkings at 20, back in the house today from Finland. Hopefully, he's not doing another round of the gym, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see. Or maybe he's prepared for the sauna before he watched the game a little bit later. Not only Moreau, not only, by the way, there was a welcome Veleo earlier today. It was great to see Mr. Veleo, but welcome Mr. Yamo Vartanen in the house.
Welcome, Yamo.
From Lille and Montreal, Richard Mullen in the house.
Hello, Richard.
So Ron said he has some heart pain, but other than that, I'm good. So, how you doing, Richard? And what good? Thanks. Anyone heard from Kelly? She will pop up in the next couple of minutes. Kelly, for sure. Why not to say welcome, Mr. Jose Duarte in the house.
Hello, Jose.
Number one fans of Boston Bruins. I'm sure he was not very happy about the performance of the Bruins last night. Anaheim Ducks beat them by a score of 5-3. But he's back in the house, Mr. Ross Stubbington in the house.
Hello, Ross.
The scout is back, Mr. Alexis Dubuc in the house tonight à la belle province de Québec.
Welcome, Alexis.
What about Danny T? Danny T is back in the house from the shack on the Orleans, Ontario. He just stopped by to get his buffet at the Mandarin. Now he just turned the curve with the car. He's going to go in the driveway, and then he's going to stop to see Roger and give some, maybe some rice, whatever it is. And then he's going back at the fishing. And then he's going to drop the rice and the hole. And then the fishing, we're going to turn around. He's going to see the jersey of the number 34, Toronto. And that's it. That's all. Danny, don't waste your time. Stay at home tonight. I'm telling you right now what's going on already. I see it already, what's going on here. So, Nicolas de Goubibono.
Hello, Nicolas.
Directement de Sherbrooke. Mon Nicolas, comment il va, mon homme? Comment c'était ton école aujourd'hui, mon Nicolas? As-tu appris quelque chose de bien? Hopefully. And I'm a number two. Jose, you're right about that. We saw you. No, I set up my sauna for 1 hour ready to go. Here we go, Yamo. What about the number one fans supporter yesterday, Sasha Schrader? Good evening,
Hello,
Sasha. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you again for the super chat last night. Unbelievable. About that, Angle and not that need to shave. Hi, about Mr. directly from Toronto, Ontario. Not only one Kevin, but also Christian and Kaden and the house tonight.
Hello, guys. Welcome.
And Dixon Automobile Group is back in the house with no moped. That's a great thing. Leave the moped outside. And but he's back directly from Brock Vargas or Ville, whatever it is, in Ontario. Mr. Dan Ogilvy is in the house tonight.
Hello, Dan.
Renault Ducks definitely.
no.
The Bruins show how much stronger the West is on the East. I don't know if you check all the result. I'm not sure about that. I will have to look about this. I will check it out about that. No going fishing in the morning, Coach Danny. Nicolas, très bien. Et oui, un peu, c'est bon ça. The Turtle is back in the house. I believe Turtle is also white tea. I believe this is white tea, white tea high, whatever it is, yet white tea. The turtle is in the house. I need to find a sound effect called turtle. I don't know what kind of sound effect a turtle does. You know what I mean?
I think they're very quiet. They need to be.
When I leave and when I work with the Mississippi, finally I bought a house a little bit outside of Biloxi, Gulfport. It's called Goldshea, by the way, and you have a full of turtle, and the turtle is like every time you cut the grass or whatever, you have to cut the grass every 3 days in Mississippi. I pass my day. I think I make one summer. I make a 2,500 mile of my tractor around the house, but just cut the grass. But I have a lot of turtle. You have to watch the turtle make a hole and they hide inside the hole in the corner. So that's my story about Mississippi. And over across the street, they have a guys. He could not walk anymore, so he bought a tractor and he built a pond, a deep one, like 6-7 feet, and go over there. And he want to put some fish, and he want to fishing. People can fish anyway. He does this, but they have some water go on not the ocean, but on the like a river.
Stream,
so I said that
stream
right.
level, yeah.
And you go cross two house, and the water go there. And you have a lot of rain. The water go up. But my stories about this is like everything looking good, everything like that. And then the next morning he show up and then he go fishing, and then they have no fish anymore. Then he have like 2 gators inside inside the ponds, and the gator was there anymore. So nobody fish after that. You have to call
not.
You have to call to get the gator out of the ponds after that. So that'll be my story about that one over there.
Here we go.
Let's go back now. It's just the fact I'm calling this like everybody's talking each other. Le hockey reprend la semaine prochaine. Très bien, mon Nicolas. Dixon in our tap. Danny is getting right. Moreau, coach in our tap. Good to see you. Mr. Villeo in the house.
Hello, Villeo.
Mr. Randy N back in the house tonight. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'll be awesome. What about Pierre Martin? I don't think your turtle ever fart. I don't know. But, it's a carry on the turtle. It was the funny things about that. But that's another story. Any news on Devo? Turtle was a symbol of the Native American diet. I did not know that. That's fun. Such a nice wood stove in the shack. And Ice Guy Coach, Pierre Martin back in the house. Ross said the turtle are good to eat. I'm learning. I'm learning here.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it was my story about fishing story. I have another one where I go fishing with my neighbor because I had no time to fishing me, and my neighbor bring on the fishing, and then I got stopped. I got a ticket. I had no permit on my the fishing. About that, it cost me $50 to get that one over there. But it's very interesting leaving the South Mississippi like that, right? Because in the North you have when I live in Texas, it was the little deer come to my house to eat, and you gave the corn. That's how you get all like 30, 40. The baby deer, not like the big one, like the Diddy beer.
Yeah.
And the Texas, right? You move in Mississippi, now it was a gator, a turtle, a snake. You wake up the morning and you open the garage door, and then you have one snake in the garage. I'm not brave enough to play with a snake over there, I can tell you that. It was like, but it was a story about living in the South Mississippi. And then you live in Miami. So that's another thing he kept here in Miami. So they are not a snake; they are Ladina woman. That's another story I can tell you a little bit later
Oh,
about
those are
that one
good
over
things
there.
to draw.
I use the turtle like my story about turtles coming there, and then Yamo have a story about the body bear, the polar bear.
Polar
So that's
bear,
another story
yes.
about that one. I never been to the chase for about that. Mr. Esco, welcome back. Number one tonight. RG Calabro is in the house with Joseph Lanham. He's in the house. Welcome back. We have the line of the. I don't know what's going on with we lost Andy Koivula. Hopefully he's doing well. We're just thinking about it. René Laval Turtle Renault. That's a good thing about that. Close eating too. It's okay. Yamo Azul de Parler Bear and Heat Your Fish. Jose, coach, I heard Toronto and Montreal might maybe trade the defenseman Shire because Toronto will him last time before he went to Montreal. Yeah, the rumor is straight there, Jose. Florida is really
Gonna pay up.
and Chariot about that one also. So we'll see what they're saying. How he's doing, coach doing. He's going extremely, amazingly, unbelievably great at that moment because we are at the warm-up show. And at that time, Mr. Resco, it's time to do it. You have no choice. It's a time. It's a face-off daily moment with Mr. ENORTAP. He's going to tell us what happening the last 24 hours. Mr. ENORTAP, you are on the select tonight.
Okay, coach. Did we have a couple of surprises last night? What do you think? I mean, there was that a couple of real lopsided games. That Minnesota over Montreal game 8-2. We saw a team that was pretty much totally healthy going up against a team with a lot of players out of the lineup. We saw the remnants of that, and lately we started to see Calgary with a little bit of a resurgence as well. That 7-1 victory yesterday was quite the message to St. Louis. I know St. Louis was on a back-to-back, and they're having issues with their goaltending, but it was a good statement for Calgary. Good statement game. The other thing that stood out for me was actually the Anaheim-Boston game. Not so much going back to what you were saying before, that Anaheim won this game, but it's how Boston lost this game. And that's pretty much goaltending. I don't think Tuukka Rask was up to the challenge yesterday. That's a couple games in a row now. He hasn't looked very good. He was pulled in the first game. I think, some players are able to jump into the lineup after an extended absence, somebody like a Malkin and people of his kind, that and not skip a beat really. But for goaltending, I think it takes a lot longer for them to get back into a particular routine and get back to the shape and form that they feel most comfortable with. So, Boston's going to have some question marks. I think that they have to wait, anywhere between 8 to 10 games before they get to see if Tuukka Rask is up to the challenge going there. I think he will be, but here's the question: given where they are in the standings, can they afford to let him work through his rust and cobwebs? That's the question, right? So we'll see. That kind of stood out to me. And really, the other thing, Coach, when we look at tonight, we're going to see a little bit of history with Keith Yandel setting the record for the Iron Man streak. He's currently at 964, tied with Doug Jarvis. I heard this morning an interview with Doug Jarvis, and he's very happy about the situation. He wants to immediately congratulate him about it. But really, what stands out to me is if we think back to, I think it was 1979 when Gary Unger had the record and he was at 914. The manner in which his streak was broken was a little bit of a story. At that time, the coach, Al McNeil, actually, if you backtrack at a game before, he got hit into the boards, I believe, and he separated his shoulder, but it wasn't to the point where he felt like it could keep him out of the lineup. But when he tried to jump onto the ice the next game to try to break the record, the coach Al McNeil pulled him back and said, you play for the team in front of you and not the name behind you. And so that's how his streak got broken. Otherwise, I still think Keith Yandel would be chasing Gary Unger's record today.
Yeah. It's funny because it's rare. Imagine, like, I don't know, as you mentioned, like Jagger with Ovechkin or racing Wayne Gretzky record, right? A little bit like what happening with Mike McGuire, Sammy Soda, right? The home run 161 with Roger Maris, right? We are talking right now about Al Keith Yandel, but 20 games behind him, they have Phil Kessel.
That's right.
And Phil Kessel pushing that part over there. So, you know what I mean? Like, it took over 12,000 days before Keith Yandel beat the record of Doug Jervis. Now, it maybe take only less of 1 year with Phil Kessel is going to get beat. The Keith Yandel, when he's going to accomplish that at the end. Because I really believe Keith Yandel at some point is going to be stopped by, healthy scratch or something like that, or whatever is happening, where he's not going to be done with his career. Phil Kessel, if not injury, will be a little bit longer compared to Keith Yandel. The key with that is one of the two can cross the 1,000 game. That'll be interesting to see that, honestly. Yeah. With all the happening with COVID-19, they still continue to play. That's pretty amazing about that one over there.
So congratulations.
That's great about that. And talking about the Bear, I have a story about the Bear. I live in Colorado. So, after the fish, the turtle, and the gators, we're not talking about a Bear story in our top where I live in the nice area. It's called Snowmass Village, and it's a place we turn that. And I have a caravan during that time, and really about 10,500 is skiing, ski out, hiking, and it's really nice area. I went to the night before I stopped to McDonald's. Well, I don't know, maybe a Subway, whatever it was, and I forgot my lunch and
trunk
and my van, and then I have some grocery for Walmart, couple of bottles of water and toilet paper, and so I go to bed. Then wake up in the morning, and I always teach the morning at 6 o'clock and Aspen teaching the kid. And then I always lock my van, so I go there, and then it was unlocked. I was like, what's going on? And I didn't see anything. I just sit in the car. And I turn around, and when I turn, I look behind to go backwards. My door, the slide door was open, and they have like the bear in the back eating my drinking the water over there. And if you turn that, I never see the bear until I turn around my head. I run after that. The bear stayed there until he was finished his lunch, and then I picked my car, and then but so smart. They find a way to open the door. I don't know if it was lock or unlock, honestly, but they find a way to unlock the car and they go inside, and so another story about my life about bears. So every state I move, I have a couple of different animals in my life. So anyhow, people talking right now about everything. I have a question. I forgot. It was from Renault. Do you believe Petrie would go to San Jose?
San Jose? No, I don't think so. I think right now they have a couple of hefty defenseman contracts there in Carlson and Burns that I think they're trying to one or the other get rid of. So I can't see that fit there.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, no, I don't see that too. I tried to look about what they are thinking, and then I don't see what could happen. Honestly, we have a couple of people show up. Where the kid in Aspen spoiled a few of them. You know what it was happened in ENORTAP in Aspen? Everybody is helped. Like the kid was play football, soccer, baseball, hockey, and there was help because they live on the high altitude, and we don't drive car. Everybody have a bus, free bus. It's really healthy lifestyle over there. People ski all the time, or they do activities. I bike a lot over there. I hike a lot. Was my best 3 years of my life. Just expensive, but it was a great time about that one over there. Coach, I believe Bruins screw up, breaking up Illman Swimmer combo. It was learning to play in the front of Tuesdays. It will be interesting about that. Ras did not do well for the 2 of the 3 game he was there. It will be interesting. Steve G, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us tonight. Even Lewis said I had to stay up until the Panthers game tonight. I'm going to do the game. I decided to go the Panthers against the Jets. I was not sure to do Carolina and the Vegas Golden Knight, but to pronounce the name Kokanemi, I don't like it, so I prefer to go Barkov to do that. So that would be better on that one over there.
It'll be a good game.
I know.
Winnipeg
It'll be interesting to see that. So what I did today, Mr. ENORTAP, is I prepare a Google Doc for the people in the chat, and we can sharing this, is the Team Canada. So what you have to do is to fill up the doc and return when you have the time. You don't have to do it right now. You have to pick 14 forward, 8 defensemen, and 3 goaltender. I'm going to select this on my social media also. We gave about 3 days to get all the answer. When I get the answer, with all the answer, everybody, I'm going to make the Team Canada. The team is going to be the Olympic. So if you have a time to open up, maybe one of you can maybe open up. One of you can tell us if he works. He was working on the different ways. On the phone, it's a bit harder. But you have a computer, that'll be easier. Just confirm someone can say, it works, whatever it is. You don't have to fill up right now. But that's the Team Canada. I give you about 30 front forward, I believe, and about 17, 20 defensemen, and about 9 goaltender. You have to select 14, 8, and 3. And it's just like see what it look like. Giamo said it works. Awesome, guys. You can select this. You can go that direction. Everything like that, that'd be awesome if you can do that. 5:27. We can ask any question if someone, because we don't want to start too late tonight. Like sometimes we rush everything. Mr. ENORTAP, so going to jumping right away. I'll give you a little bit more time. 8 games to talk about and computer I use. Thank you, Yamo. And but at the beginning, what I did, we have about 3-4 people to find out tonight. So it will be interesting to say that. And we can start right away right now. Here, I'm going to bring you in that direction over there. And let's dive in with the first one of the night, who I am. So let's start right away here. And Bert and Kelly, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Who I am.
Player?
I'm sorry?
That's a hockey player?
Yamu says janitor.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Bien, Martin, c'est Marc Bergevin. ENORTAP, can you save everybody?
No, I can't. I want to say it's what's his name? He's on TSN now. He's an analyzer. He used to be a goalie.
No, it's our buddy, Richard Mullen, in the chat room.
Oh.
He's a stand-up comics, my friend.
Oh my gosh. What's next? The Cookie Man?
So Richard mentioned to us he's a stand-up comic, Mr. ENORTAP. That's what he does.
That's great. That's great.
So I just want to share his picture, everybody. And everybody was looking for players, but it was Richard. He just put moi in the chat. So Richard, about that, we just want to sharing Richard. So that's what happened. Means, we're going to move up to the night one over there. It's an easy one.
Sure. Who's this?
Not that one we did yesterday. I'm sorry about that one over there. We have to hunt that one over there.
Next one's Danny Fishing. No. That's what I was thinking, Yarmo.
Steve says Yamamoto. Renaud said Robinson. And Ron said Irano. And not that who it is.
Well, if you look at the name tag that's behind them.
But first, this was the first thing to do. Of course, he was the tag, so the players know about this. You had the locker room, you put the name of the players in the back, you return that. But what is the first name? Then the first name.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yushiro Irano. Honestly, I know that you guys, you're going to find the name in the back, but he was just mentioned he become the first Asian born and scored the first goal in the American Hockey League in the history, by the way. So that's the reason I put him over there. So I just want to mention this. The next one, guys, and we're going to stop everything if someone find him. Yukizaki.
Is he from Finland?
Jeff Carter, Eric Stahl, Smith.
Oh, somebody got it. Somebody got it.
Mr. ENORTAP, Eddie Shack.
Eddie Shack, the one man.
Van Boxmer, that's pretty cool, that one. I coached against John Van Boxmer, guys, in the East Coast Hockey League. Here we go. Really? Mr. ENORTAP.
I think a few people got it in there. I think it's Nicholas Backstrom.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Let's move on. We have two more tonight.
Ooh.
People said Eric Stahl earlier. He looked a little bit like Eric Stahl, but he was Backstrom. I'm laughing because I have another story about this guy. So, ENORTAP.
I can't get him.
Renaud said Todd Parduzzi. But we have a winner.
We do.
Yamo got it.
Jelena?
Martin Julina.
Yeah.
So the story, man, is the story today. I'm sorry, guys. His dad is a barber man. He's a barber shop in Shawinigan. So he cut my hair, his dad. And for many years, René Julina is the name his dad. And Martin grew where I was in Shawinigan. He's a little bit younger than me. But his dad cut my hair all the time. So another story, you can learn about that. And the last one.
You need the sound effect, the barber sound effect.
Is the barber René Julina.
Oh, which one do you want here?
You can go both. I know one of them is very easy to find out, so I will give you one of them very easy. Yamo is very hot today. Coach, we can only choose one off, one defenseman, and one G in the pool run. Really? Let me check about this. I will send you back. I maybe have too much spice, something. Thanks to let me know, Ron. Yamu said I never get any goalies collect. Thanks to let me know, Ron. Tim Horton. We have Orr, Araviga, Orr, and Bobby Orr. So ENORTAP.
Yeah, I think Ross got it. I think it's Quinn and Bobby Orr.
That's Quinn and Bobby Orr. Ross Tumbington, he stepped up today and he got it.
He knows his Boston Bruins.
And we have the Finland line, Mr. ENORTAP, right now. We have Yamu Vartanen, Veleo, and now we have Andy Kuivula and the house.
Hello, Andy. His ears were hot. You were talking about him.
And now it's time to make the prediction. 5:36. So it's time for me to be quiet for the next 25 minutes. That will give me a chance to write the stuff here. And let's make this happening for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's start with the first game today, Buffalo and Ottawa. The Sabres will get a boost in their lineup tonight. They're expecting the return of Casey Middlestat when they play Ottawa. He's actually been out since December 8th, and he's missed somewhere around 16, 17 games by now. They're very pleased to have him. He's already quite the leader at a young age. His return is
By the way, I have a story about him in our tap.
Coach has a story about everybody.
My story is very short. Not only them are happy. He's on my fantasy hockey team.
Yeah, well, you could take him off your injury reserve now. His return will be very welcomed by a very young Sabre squad who's struggled for consistency this year. Buffalo right now is 3-2-1 in their past 6 games. The offense actually has shown some signs of life in recent outings, scoring at least 3 goals in 4 of its past 6 games. But while they've been putting the puck in the net, they haven't been very successful in keeping the puck out of the net and hanging on to leads for extended periods of time. The Senators, on the other hand, will try to get back on track after snapping a 3-game skid with a 2-1 win against the Columbus Jackets on Sunday. Smith recently moved Tim Stützle, who, by the way, is on my fantasy team, Coach, from the wing back to center, where he played earlier this season out of necessities due to key injuries to many of the Senator players. The second-year forward now has, I think, 19 points. He's kind of picked it up a little bit in 34 games, but still not quite at the stage that we had anticipated for him. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna go with the Ottawa Senators at home. I know Danny will probably like me saying that. I'm going to take them to win 5-3, Coach.
Here we go.
Next, we have Arizona and Pittsburgh. Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who after struggling to gain their footing in the first several weeks of the season, have been like charging lately. Heading into tonight's game, they've won 5 in a row and 16 out of their past 18. If you allow that to sink in a little bit, you see that it's not an easy feat at all. A lot of it is due to getting some of their star players back on when was it? I think it was on Friday. They stormed back from a 1-goal deficit with behind Sidney Crosby's hat trick to post a 5-2 victory over Columbus. Pittsburgh then received goals 9 seconds apart in the third period, and they were the winner in the shootout from Crosby for a 3-2 comeback victory over Winnipeg on Sunday, and that was one heck of a game, very full of action and just back to back to back, and quite an exhibition of goaltending on both Hellebuck and Jari's behalf. The Penguins are getting strong play, as I mentioned, from Tristan Jarry, who ranks among the NHL leaders with a 2.09 goals against and a 928 goals against average. They did have the Penguins an update, I believe, this morning on forwards. I think it was Ashton Reese and Teddy Bluger. Both are still question marks. They were hit. One was hit very heavily from behind. They had his nose and mouth was bleeding. I think that was Bluger on Sunday's game, and Aston Reese had taken a hard shot off of his left leg, so they might be out of action for this game. Arizona's 1-2-1 on its 4-game road trip, has lost 2 straight by a combined score of 11-3, including Saturday's 7-3 loss at the hands of the Rangers. This game actually brings together Phil Kessel, who won 2 Stanley Cups with the Penguins back in Pittsburgh. He's playing in his on Saturday, he played in his 940th consecutive game, which is the second longest active Ironman streak in the NHL, as we mentioned earlier. So I don't know. I don't think Arizona will be much of a match for Pittsburgh tonight. I take the Penguins 5-2 in this game.
Oops.
Okay, next we have Dallas and New Jersey. The Stars, like I said yesterday, are probably one of the most inconsistent teams, although lately they've been bringing it. And again, that's partly due to the fact that they've been healthy. The Stars are chasing their 4th consecutive win tonight when they play New Jersey. They've posted a 3-1 win over the Flyers yesterday. Rupi Hentz had a goal and an assist, and rookie Jacob Peterson put Dallas ahead for good when he made it 2-1 late in the third period. And that's his second goal in 4 games that he's been called up. Really, yesterday, if Braden Holden starts in goal today for Dallas, he'd be facing a familiar Metropolitan Division foe from his days when he was with the Capitals. Hope beats 17-4-3 with a 2.03 goals against average and 924 save percentage versus New Jersey. The Devils have lost 4 out of their last 5, including the 3-2 defeat against LA on Sunday. The bright spot really has been Jesper Pratt for them, who scored in that game. He scored both goals, but he's been doing very well ever since I'd say late October, November. The Devils are having problems in goaltending as well. So I don't know. I think even though they're on a back-to-back, I think Dallas will continue their winning ways tonight, and they'll win 4-3 this game. And next we have Vegas going to Carolina. Now, I mentioned it yesterday. Vegas was playing Washington, and I really couldn't decide. I went back and forth so much on that game. I just thought Vegas has a very challenging road trip ahead of them now. And I thought at initially I was thinking, they're playing Washington. This is a great way for them to start off the road trip. If they're going to beat anybody, that Washington would beat a team. And then I thought, it's tough. They just traveled. They're on the road. Washington was well rested, but kudos to them. They came out with a very strong 1-0 defensive game yesterday. The goaltending was solid. But tonight they have a different opponent in Carolina. And also Vegas will be more than likely playing Brassa in net. And so that could be a bit of it should be a big difference not having Leonard in net. Carolina prides themselves on their work defensively, but in the last couple of games, the last one in particular, that 7-4 loss to the Devils really sort of set them back a bit. They know they have to focus on a team defensive approach. I just think Vegas faces a tough matchup tonight. I don't see them coming out on top in this one. I think Carolina will win this one 4-2, Coach.
Just to answer to Carolina, to Kelly, I did not get you. At least if you email me possible, I don't have your pick right now. And Mr. Danny, the fisherman, I missed the score for Edmonton. Otherwise, I have everything else so far for everybody.
Yeah, just to add to that, like Vegas now is in the midst of as I said, a 4-game road trip in 6 nights. So it's going to be a very tough matchup. They're after Carolina, they're going to Florida and then Tampa. So it doesn't get any easier for them. So it's great that they got that victory last night. At least it's 2 points they can pocket. And if they can, sneak one more out, that's going to be a very successful road trip, even if it's 2-2. Next game we have is Philadelphia going to New York. And really, it's a good thing that we're focusing on Keith Yandel, because there's much more to focus in on that's positive with Philadelphia at this moment. Yandel will look to break the NHL record for most consecutive games when he plays tonight, the moment he steps on the ice. Philadelphia has matched the longest winless streak in team history, a run of 8 losses and 4 ties back in 98-99. This is their second extended losing streak that they're on. Things are not looking good. I think tomorrow we're going to be hearing what their directions are with this team. It'll be interesting to see what kind of spin they put on this for Philadelphia, because it's not a matter of just retooling for this team. Personally, I think they have to go right down to the grassroots and rebuild this team. The game against the Flyers marks the start of a 13-game stretch in which the Islanders are scheduled to play just 4 teams currently in the playoff position. So the Islanders, even though I think they're way out of a position for a playoff spot, they are going to go through this 13-game stretch. They're playing teams that are below 500 and currently out of a playoff spot, and they have games in hand. So you never know, if they get hot, they can make this a little bit interesting in the East. It's just a matter of a little bit too little and too late right now, in my eyes. The clash marks the 3rd time that the Islanders and Flyers have met in the past 8 days. New York won a home and home about a week ago. They beat Philadelphia 4-1, and then they beat them the next night 4-3 in a shootout. So I don't think this will be much different. I'm going to take them to win this game 4-1.
Islanders, right?
Yeah.
4-3 for me. I just want to answer to Daryl. No, They don't need that, Daryl. They will stay with Montembeau, with Primo and McDavid at that moment, Daryl.
And next, I think we have the game of the night, or at least it should be. We have the Florida Panthers are in Winnipeg. The Panthers, who are tied for the NHL lead with 61 points, have one glaring flaw right now, and it's their road record. In contrast to their league leading 21-3-0 home mark, the Panthers are just 7-6-5 on the road. So it's something that we've talked about before. It's something that they're going to have to address. I think that they've made some strides recently towards improving that a bit, but they still have to be at the level that they need to be. I think there's still room for improvement. The Flyers' latest road failure was that 5-3 loss at the hands of the Kraken on Sunday. The Panthers are 2-2-0 on this trip out west, and this road swing ends with the game in Winnipeg tonight. So it could be a decent road trip for them if they can win tonight. For some reason, Bobrovsky is 24-3 with a 244 goals against average and a 923 save percentage. As I think that's really been the reason why Florida's been as successful as they have been. Spencer Knight, on the other hand, is 8-5-2, a 331 goals against average, and only an 896 save percentage. Winnipeg has yet to play the Panthers this season, and they're on a 4-game winless streak currently. They've been playing very well, but they just aren't pulling away the points that they need to. And things are really starting to tighten up in the Western Conference, specifically in that Central Division. And they can't be trying to pick up a single point here and there. I know that they've had injury now to Nicholas Ehlers, which is a big hole that they have to fill in, but they have good firepower on that team. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Mark Scheifele, they just got Wheeler back. Andrew Kopp is having a good year. And of course, they're led by Connor Hellebuck, who's been having a very good year as well. This will be a tough game, but you know what? I think I have faith that Florida will pull this off. It might be an overtime, but they'll win 4-3. And next we have Nashville traveling to Seattle. Sometimes, when the going gets tough, it just takes a trip to a comfortable spot or a familiar face to get back on track. And for somebody like Philip Grubauer, the Seattle Kraken's big signing before their inaugural year this year, ranked near the bottom of the NHL's goaltending stats before the trip 2 weeks ago when they went to Colorado. And he's been playing much, much better. And that's why we see a little bit of a resurgence with Seattle. Facing his former teammates, he played well. Even though they lost 4-3, he really kept Seattle in that game. The Predators have won 2 in a row, including a 4-1 victory against the Detroit Red Wings in the game where we saw Duchesne scoring 2 goals and an assist. It's good that they have Philip Forsberg back from protocol. He added a goal and an assist. And, of course, what can we say about Saros, who's really, when you look at Hart candidates, this guy definitely is a Hart candidate for the Predators, but he could be in that conversation for the entire league. He's just been phenomenal for them and is really the reason why Nashville is where they are. But in order to continue to be in a playoff spot, these guys have to win. It is just so tough to get a spot. Um, I don't think they'll have a problem tonight. I think they'll beat Seattle by a score of 5-1. And finally, we have another good game, I think. We have Edmonton traveling to Vancouver and coming off of that 5-3 victory over the Flames over the weekend. It snapped a 7-game losing skid. The Oilers expect tonight Ryan Nugent Hopkins back into the lineup. He had collected 26 points in 30 games. So, he's a quiet force for Edmonton. Like we never think of him obviously and justifiably in the same sentence as a Draisaitl or a McDavid, but he's a definite contributor, especially if he's playing on the right line, and the pressure's a little bit off of him directly. So that'll be a big plus for them. Zach Cashin is slated to return after missing the last game as well. I think even Brendan Perlini might be back. That one I'm not 100% sure on. But they're still going to be without Zach Hyman. He's still on COVID protocol. And also Tyson Berry, who has a couple of injuries that he's trying to overcome right now. Speaking of boosts, the Canucks will also likely receive one in Thatcher Demko, who cleared protocol. Vancouver had its top 3 goalies, Demko, Halak, and even Spencer Martin sidelined when they lost 3-1 to St. Louis, and they put in a good game. Really couldn't be blamed on the goaltending in there. Vancouver will be without 3 of its best forwards. That's the problem here. Bo Horvat, their leading scorer, JT Miller, and Connor Garland are all in protocol. And that's taken a lot of your offense out of the lineup. They've
No
been battling
goaltender.
through it. And absolutely. But he might be in. Like I said, Demko might be in tonight, coach. So that could be a bonus. But still, without those 3 guys providing the offense, they're really limited. And I think Edmonton, it's all hands on deck. They can't be losing. And I think we've had quite a stretch for both McDavid and Draisaitl to be without as many points as they normally would be getting. Especially McDavid lately hasn't been as effective. So I think that they're going to win this game 4-3.
Awesome. I got you, Kelly. I got your score. Danny, I got your score. And for the people who want to know what game I do tonight, I'm doing the Florida Panthers against the Winnipeg Jets. The game starts at 8:00 p.m. I'm going to go for the Panthers tonight. So again, guys, you have a time to thank Mr. ENORTAP with all the insight of each game, with the injuries or the couple of fantasy, everything like that. So we want to thank you, Mr. ENORTAP, for your hard work to give us all the information for each game. So thank you so much, Mr. ENORTAP.
No problem.
We are not done yet because that's what we do at the end of the show. We do the fantasy. I was traded by 20, I believe, yesterday. So I pick it up 5 point back. And then today I give you all the big players for you. And I went to another direction. And I go with Pittsburgh, Hosey, Ekblad. And then I switch with Gwenzel, Hao, and Huberdeau about that one over there. But, tonight you have too many players to pick it up. Tonight you have a bad night, I believe. Right?
Yeah, well, I had 4 of your players, and then I had to change, coach. So we'll see. It's okay. As you said, there's a lot of games tonight. So goalie-wise, I'm going to go with Carolina. And defense, I'm going to go with Letang and D'Angelo. And forwards, I'm going to go with Barkov, and then I'm going to take both McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that. I know that. Yes, I got you, Jose Nashville. I got that one over there. Then, yes, Darrell, I think the Panthers need to get some help for the coach because they need to win on the road. Steve G said Letank, number 58, about that one over there. Kelly said 20. Ow. I got you, Danny. Here we go. That's conclude everything about that. We did and then not on the nail it at 6:00 p.m. But at the end of the show, you start with the face-off daily. Now you're going to complete with the shootout. By the way, you know, I don't know what he's going to do, but you know, some of you knows already Gravitek. He does this. He's 18, 19 years old. Been there for since 14 years old, 15 years old. He does it. And he got a job with the Sportnet a couple of days ago.
For Steve
I want to congratulate him at that young age to get a job at that level. And I just want to sharing this. You know, I'm sure he don't listen to us, but for me, is to recognize the people. They have their dream and with perseverance. The kid did a lot. He have his own style, and we have to respect that. And me as a YouTuber and creator of content, for me is to see someone make that kind of success and reach that kind of level. You have to be honestly to recognize those kind of people. So congratulations, Mr. Gravitek, and I wish you the best of the best with Sportnet. Maybe the next Steve Dangle. Who knows what could happen? He's still young. And that's really amazing at that young age to that. So congratulations about him. So many people helping him to reach that kind of level. So that's pretty cool about that one over there for sure. But like we do at the end, that time, the shootout. I was trying to explain the shootout. New York Ranger was amazing yesterday. Again, the Kings 3-2. But the fact Byfield score and Lafreniere score, that's, remember us a couple of history about the draft when they pick number 1, number 2. It was cool to see that. But, you are the time, Mr. ENORTAP. Your shutout of the night.
I agree with you, Coach. It just with Gravite, Nathan there, it's quite the story. I think if you have a dream, you got to stick to it. And, dreams do come true. That's the message there.
You're absolutely right about that. Kelly asking me to check a score.
And continue doing a great job yourself, Coach. You're at that level already in my eyes.
Thank you so much. I'm not looking for Sportnet. I'm going to ESPN. Just kidding.
RDS.
Why not? I tried to give the answer for Kelly. Kelly, you are wrong, honestly. Well, you are wrong. You gave me a score Anaheim 4-2 yesterday, Kelly. So you are absolutely right about that one over there, Kelly. She got it. She nailed it yesterday. Again, she kicked me about that one there. Yeah, somewhere you was wrong. I don't know which one I have to figure out. But Kelly, maybe she has 7-0, Mr. ENORTAP.
Well, tonight, yeah, she's been amazing lately.
That's another great job. So
Very
maybe, Kelly, you are right about that. Just checking about everything, new rules, cross-checking, and NHL is now legal, especially against Montreal. Pierre Martin, unbelievable yesterday about that. Now, if Byfield can get this first NHL goal round, that'd be great. Some of the answer for my picture, Richard Malin. Montembeault surgery as out long-term now. It's McNavid time to shine. I don't know about that. I did not hear that. I'm surprised he was on the ice yesterday. You the best coach. Thank you so much, Jose. That's a great message coming from us, old wise men. Thank you so much, Mr. Pierre. On that time, Mr. ENORTAP, we want again to be really thankful about who you are, what you're doing for us. It's amazing. And I'm like I said, always grateful. Have a lot of gratitude for you are the co-host of the warm-up show. And of course, before we leave, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Mr. ENORTAP, we wish you an amazing, great night. Everybody, if you want to come back tonight, we're going to do the game at 8 o'clock. Mr. ENORTAP, Panthers visit the Jets tonight. Until then, we wish you an amazing, great evening. Of course, be well, be healthy, and find a way not only dominate your day, find a way to dominate your year 2022. Have an amazing, blessing night, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. ENORTAP.
Good night, Coach. Good night, Hockey Nation.
What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another
See you,
breakdown?
Denny. See you, RJ. See you, Ron. Nicola. Kelly. Beneho. Steve G. Renaud. Pierre Martin.
What do I know?